Hello, everybody. Welcome to my ongoing to be read challenge, updating you on the month of February, everything that I sold, everything that I read, and everything that I bought to see if I can get this TBR piled down. Now, last month, I ended it on 90 books left with 704 issues in total, and we're here to update all of that. So, first things first, did I sell anything? No, I didn't sell a single book. Unfortunately, I've been quite busy, but I've been reading along with some stuff, and I'm gonna tell you about it. If you haven't been following me and don't follow me on my Instagram, everything that I read, I do a small Instagram reel, doing a little review on the books that I've been reading. So if you'd rather watch some short form stuff, then go over to that onto my Scott's Shelf Instagram page and you can go and look at that. But if you'd rather a long form video and see my face and listen to me chat about all this stuff that I've read, then stay here and stick around. Here are the stats, and away we go with everything that I read. So first up, I read Firepower, Deluxe Book 1 by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney. A really, really good team, actually. A really good power team. They did The Walking Dead, and now they've come over to do Firepower, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really action-packed, fast-paced story. And I have a quick flick through here. Yeah, I really liked how the characters... I really liked how they were developed. Everything went along really well, and even though it was fast paced, I managed to kind of click and engage and feel for the characters, um, despite how fast things were moving. Really liked the concept of them being able to eventually not control fire, but like use heat to their advantage and kind of wield it in such a way that it could use it in a fight and things like that. And it was really cool. I really liked it. And then you have the main character then who kind of ups the ante, and it kind of follows like a Chosen One sort of vibe. And I really, really like that. It was really good. Obviously, there's a love interest in this kind of story, and I really enjoyed that. And then as we're going along, we do get some twists and turns, and it's very good. This becomes a kind of family dynamic sort of story, because you do follow, well, you do read this, and it's the 13 issues, I believe. Yeah, so it's the prelude and 12 issues. So this is, the prelude is quite long. I'd say it's about the same length as a normal standard trade, and then you've got 12 issues in here. So it's about the same size as a deluxe with, let's say, 15 to 18 issues in there, despite it being 13. But yeah, very good. So after you've read the prelude, it then starts getting to the meat of it, and it starts to become a bit of a family story. But it's very cool to see how the main character gets involved and gets his family involved in all of the conflict later on. But yeah, really cool story. I believe I gave this 4 out of 5 on my Goodreads. Then I read We Called Them Giants. This is a OGN by Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans and Clayton Cowles. Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans are responsible for writing and creating Die, a story that I really, really enjoyed and really liked. So much so, when I saw that they were creating another story, I just had to go and buy it, and I took it to Thought Bubble with me, and I got it signed. There it is. Got it signed. Really pleased with that, to meet him again. I've met him a few times now, spoken to him about his books. I'm really pleased to have gotten this signed. But what I took away from this is that whilst this is a decent story, Kieran is a lot better, in my opinion, at writing really long and fleshed out stories like The Wicked and the Divine, Once and Future, things like that. So reading this, I see where he was going. I see the kind of emotional sort of pulls that they were trying to achieve. but because of how short and fast-paced this story is, it didn't really have that sort of desired effect on me. So I ended up giving this 3 out of 5 on my Goodreads. So I'm counting this as one book and one issue because it's an OGN. So that's just one issue off my stats. And then I moved on to Twig by Skottie Young and Kyle Strahm. Follows a typical hero's journey sort of story and is very light-hearted, very pretty, very colourful, a lovely sort of world to delve into and explore, and just nice to be a part of. And that's something I would say about this book. It is just nice. It's kind of humbling. It's not a kid's book. Despite the art, it's not a children's book. There are some quite gory sections in this book. But I wouldn't say it's quite an adult book either. It sort of lives in between, maybe some things for like teens, young adults, something like that. But either way, I'm a fan of Skottie Young. I've got Middle West. I enjoyed that. There was something else I've got as well. I can't remember quite now. But I have read quite a few things by Skottie Young. I do enjoy his writing, and it was a pleasure to be able to read this, and I enjoyed it. I think I also gave this 3 out of 5. Pretty sure I did. But yeah, go take a look at that. If you like your sort of, really colourful, adventurous, hero's journey with a little bit of a tiny twist at the end, then do go and take a look and do go and read this. This was 5 issues, I must say. This was 5 issues. That's 5 issues off my list. Great. Perfect. And then finally, I've only read 4 books this month. Finally, I read Flash, Volume 2, Until Time Stands Still by Si Spurrier. And this was, at first, I want to say it was difficult to read. It has a high sci-fi sort of concept. And whilst I can appreciate that Si Spurrier is great at that and has done a good job at that, it was really difficult for me to follow that because of how high concept this was, and it was starting to delve into a sort of mental space that I couldn't quite fathom. But we get into issue 9 or 10, and things finally start to slowly click together, and everything that was brought in the start of this volume and in some aspects in volume 1 as well, things start to click together, and it's like, okay, I get it now. There it is. And it's really cool to see. So if it stayed how it was from the start of this volume, so what's that, issue 7 onwards, if it stayed like that in that kind of high concept where things weren't starting to click together, this would have gotten a 3 from me. But because of the fact that the pieces started to come together, started to finish this sort of arc off, and then we have the whole Flash typical family dynamic, then the score went up for me. It went up to a 4 out of 5, and it kind of had that emotional pull at the end, as always, and I'm all for it. The family dynamic is there, classic Flash stuff, and it's just what you wish for, sort of thing. So I think Si Spurrier did a really good job overall. Did lose me at the start, but dragged me back as I kept reading along. So yeah, so that's one more book done, and this was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8 issues, because there's an annual in here as well. So it's 7 to 13 and an annual, so 8 issues in total. So perfect. I'm going to take that off as well. So this is what I've got so far. But then I bought a book as well, and it's going to make a difference. So in total, I read, what's that, 13, 14, 19, 27 issues in total. So that's what we're down to. And then I went and bought this Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, Volume 2, which is a 30-issue book. I haven't looked at it yet. I really enjoyed the first one, and I just had to go and grab the second one. And that's the story done, I believe. And yeah, so in total, stats are here now. Finally, I've gotten it down from 90 books from the end of January down to 87 because I read 4, bought 1, and then I've gone up some issues. I've gone plus 3 issues. Even though I read 27 issues, I've gained 30. So there we go. So that's it. That's the update. If there's anything that you want me to read in particular, then do go ahead to my Goodreads. It's in the description below. Go to my Goodreads and pick something for me. That's why the whole reason I read Firepower was because one of my followers commented and asked me to read this based on what he saw on my Goodreads. So I did. So if you want to do the same, if you want to have a say in what I read next, do it. Please, it'd be fun to get engaged with you guys and just read what you want me to read and what you want me to review. But yeah, that's it. I will see you at the end of March to tell you what I've sold, read, and bought, and to see if we can get this TBR down anymore. But yeah, thanks a lot, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.